Dickinson. Class A, pre-unit springers. There's the outright winner of the event, Mick Ash. Good entry in Class A, 15 riders. Class B, Telefort Rigid. Got to remember, this class was riding modified sections. Good entry there, a 55. Clerks of the course, Graham Pearson and Colin Pawson. Sort of the rigid sections. June 1995. We are behind the Flappy Tin on the Halifax Keighley Road for the start of the West Riding Trail. There's Peter Baldwin with his Triumph Twin outfit. It's an AGS, it belongs NL Morris from Denby. Earl Gaushall's rigid AGS comes from Louth in Lincolnshire. That's Harry Clayton's Matchless. It's going to be ridden by Paul Jackson today. Martin Adams, 500 rigid Matchless. Here's a sidecar outfit. John Pearson and Jay Evans. And that's a 440 BSA Victor. Brian Clark's girder fork matchless. To be one of the oldest machines in the trial. Brian comes from Kent. Tony Sullivan's Springer matchless. Travelled up from Cowley. Royal Enfield chain case on that machine. Here's Barry and Sue DeBerg's matchless. Regular rider with the Yorkshire Classic. Comes from Wigan. Well, we've moved off down to the second section at Lord Lane, Haworth. That's Dave Craig on his rigid AJS. Another local rider, Brian Patefield from Oxenope, 350 Royal Enfield. And here's John Pearson on the BSA. Well, that's a good attempt, but ended up with a 5. One of the trail bike riders next. It's Alan Taylor on his Yamaha. Comes from Nelson. There's another outfit having a go at the section. Well, down he goes. Joe Morgan, aerial. Here's Steve Allen, Royal Enfield, comes from Dursley. Bill Maxwell, aerial. And the final rider we'll see here, Mick Ash. Another aerial mounted man. Right, well, we've moved on round the course quite a way to Black Lane Ends. This is behind the Hare and Hounds public house. Couple of sections here. Right, and the hill climb. This is Richard Baldwin. And it's 350. Rigid Royal Enfield. One of the first group of riders on the course. Making sure all the route markings in order as they go, as these lads know the way around. Doug Lavelle, 350 matchless. Heading back over towards the wall. Well, that seemed to peter out on Doug. Paul Haworth, 197 Greaves. Gets himself into trouble there, ends up taking a 3. Here's Donald Cole, comes from Cowlin, just down the road. riding this little rigid Ambassador. Tootling his way up the section. Quite a bit steeper than what it seems on the video. Here's another regular Yorkshire Classic rider, Dave Thornber, on his 350 Panther. Just gets too far over to the left into the rough stuff. Number 9, Dave Radcliffe, Royal Enfield. Originally from Oxenhope, he now lives in Bath, so he's travelled a fair way to this event. Here's Keith Blackburn on his 250 Greaves, trying it in second gear. Well, back end broke away, ends up with a 5. Bingley rider, Bob Lee, again 250 Greaves, and again using second gear. And a straightforward clean for Bob. Here's a dot rider who's come up all the way from Surrey. Roy Entingnap. And straight out. Here's a Colchester rider, Richard Percival. Aerial. There's a rigid machine, girder forks. Norman Blakemore, Francis Barnett, comes from Tiptree. There's a man with a Welsh dragon on his helmet, Peter Gorvitt. Norton comes from Gwent. John Davis, 250 Greaves, getting himself in trouble there. Another rider 5 in. He's travelled all the way from Salop. Dave Spurgeon. This looks like a TFS Greaves with telescopics fitted. Bill Haynes, AJS, comes from Northolt. Graham Howes, BSA. Graham comes from Didcot. we've moved across to the second section, the Black Lane ends. Here's Mike Murdoch. Triumph Twin. Comes from Amersham. Well, paddles his way out for a 3. Leeds rider, David Craig. Rigid AGS. Another rider paddling it out. Right, this is a sidecar outfit. It's A. Brown and D. Bell. That's a Triumph Twin. Come all the way from Bristol. Mark Weston. 250 James. From Ashbourne. Roger Davis. Greaves. Comes from the Comerfords country, Thames Ditton. Cirencester rider, Mike Mills, BSA. A lot of these machines we're seeing at the moment, they'd be non-competitive in the Yorkshire Classic Club events. That's Roy Weston. Another 250 James. Errol Gauchel, AGS from Louth. Oh, well, bounces out of the section. Is it those new boots? This is Shane Lockley. Comes from Lincoln. And there's a straightforward clean. C. Jones. Matchless. Travel from Sleaford. Well, he missed the end cards. Mark Francis. Another rider from Lincoln. Final rider we'll see at this section, Brian Patefield, 350 Royal Enfield. Right, well we're going to Cooper's Discovery. First rider we see coming up, Tony Sullivan. Into the second section, straight up, out for a clean. Subsections these, that's Mick Ransom in the first section. Riding is Francis Barnett, now he's into the second. Yeah, good straight clean there from Mick. No rushing. Here's the man that makes the shock absorbers, Norman Blakemore, Francis Barnett. There's another clean. Richard Parsable. And the aerial. Yeah, well, he hung onto that well. Out for a clean. Norton rider there, going up. And gets stuck in the gully. And that bike was jammed. Took some getting out. Bill Haynes. We're having a different view of the section. See this top bit now. Slips off the side. Keith Blackburn, undecided which line he was going to take. Well, ends up taking the easy route, ends up with a dab. Here's David Craig. Well, bounces off the first step. The next rider we'll see, Mark Weston. He'll take the hard route. Yeah, he gets away with a clean. Back end of that James has been well cut. Bob Lee going for the straight line. Oh, gets crossed up. Ends up taking a long dab. And there's the result. Roy Weston, James. Here's another rider coming round this harder way. Goes out for a 1. Mike Wortley, Norton. Comes from Chesterfield. Well, gets into that right hand gully, no way through. Here's Dave Thornber on his Panther. Yeah, Dave's paddling his way around that harder way. Very narrow through those big rocks. Wigan rider, Frank Anderton, 250 Greaves. Well, cleaned the hard bit, but ended up with a 1 at the top. Dave Spurgeon comes from Hadley. Yeah. Straight as a die, out for a clean. Another rider that was undecided on which line to take, Graham Howes. Hangs on for a clean. Observer's missed his number. Mark Wilson, Royal Enfield. comes from Braintree. Well, I couldn't just see then for that rider, but I think he got away with a 2. Here's the local man, Brian Patefield. Well, no messing about with Brian, out for a 1. Mike Mills again on his BSA. Well, gets too far over to the right. And there's a 5. Mike Murdoch. Triumph to win. Out for a 1. Shane Lockley, matchless. Again, gets over to the right, has to take a dab. This is Alan Shorter. Comes from Canterbury. Oh, got away with a 1 on that rigid. Good ride. Here's C. Jones. Matchless. Out for a clean. Dave Ratcliffe, Royal Enfield, having to contend with a slow puncture on the back wheel. Keeps stopping to pump it up. That section takes him for a 3. Mick Ash. Yeah, good clean there from Mick. Here's another regular rider with the Yorkshire Classic. Dave Jones, aerial. Dave comes from Manchester.
Nicely, Dave. Go on.
There's a good ride. Very good ride on that aerial. There's Mark Francis on his way. Martin Adams, Paul Jackson. And Peter Guest on his aerial. Right, onto the wagon and horses. Another 2 sections up this gully. This is Roger Davey on his Greaves. TFS. Cirencester rider, Mike Mills, BSA. Well, not quite as muddy as we've seen it in previous years, but a few rocks been thrown into the bottom. They'll just catch 1 or 2 of these riders out. There's Mike Murdoch. going well. Ends up with a 1 in the top section. This is Alan Shorter, AJS. That's a good ride in the bottom section for a 1. And clean in the top section. Mick Ash picking his way over that rockery. Here's Errol Gauschel. There's a 2 in the bottom section. And clean in the top. Is his travelling companion, Mark Francis, AJS. Lost the silencer, listen. Martin Adams, 500 matchless. Comes from Brighouse. Out he goes. That's Peter Guest on his aerial. Well, these 2 sections have got to be ridden blind. The riders can't look at them. They've just got to pull up in the Wagon and Horses car park and go straight into the section. No walking up and down. Out goes Peter. Nick Bridges, Triumph Twin. Well, hanging on to this machine. Gets away with a dab in the top section. Very exciting ride. Andy Smith. Travelled up from Nuneaton, riding his rigid AJS. Here's a trail bike rider. It's Gordon Carr. Gordon comes from Haworth. Right, first sidecar outfit we'll see up this section. A. Brown and D. Bell and the Triumph Twin. Did the stop. Give him a 3 for effort. Barry de Burgh with his daughter in the chair. Oh. Loses the motor. Back into life and away we go again. Very narrow section this for the sidecars. Got to keep that sidecar wheel light. Spins to a halt again. Back to the solos. Martin Arden. There's Royal Enfield. Comes from Grantham. Here's his father, Maurice Arden, riding an aerial. This is Nick Haw. He's matchless. Comes from Queensborough. There's a small two-stroke coming up. John Victor. Comes from Port Talbot. Nice original looking James. The next rider's going to play a tune with his front forks, if you listen. And it's Brian Clark banging his way up the section. Travelled up from Kent. Adrian Moss and M. Whitten on their aerial outfit from Stroud. Well, there's a good ride in the bottom section, but digs it into the bank. Struggling now. W Hawks and the Yoke BSA. Plenty of grip there. They come from London. And another good ride in the bottom section. Yeah, and a good ride in the top. J. Perry, K. Franklin. Another BSA machine. Comes from Ormskirk. Here's Joe Morgan. 350 aerial. Comes from Richmond in North Yorkshire. Here's Bill Maxwell. Aerial. Comes from Benton. Getting quite rough now in that bottom. The final pair we'll see in this section, Peter Baldwin and Colin Pawson. Triumph twin. Not a lot of movement from the passenger. And that's your lot. Right, well, we'll go back to the Flappit car park. As you can see, torrential rain. The riders coming in. There's the sidecar outfit, missing the turning. Here's one just making it. Joe Morgan here coming in. Nick Ash on his way home. And there's a rider walking it. Had enough. John Feeney and his Tiger Cub. And Charlie Bourne. Off back to Wigan. Right, we'll go have a look at the results.